Vince trying to get to the bottom of who stole his missing egg. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know exactly who it was. People were saying it's Rikishi or somebody from Brooklyn, but I know exactly who it was. It was that damn Harry Potter. He's always up to something. He solemnly swears that he's up to no good. Listen, Harry, you need to return that egg immediately. Vince released a lot of people to get that egg, and you need to give it back right now. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, leave some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about the show. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, hit me up on Twitter. And tonight was a Survivor Series, the 25th anniversary of The Rock. I mean, if you would have taken a shot for every time they mentioned The Rock, the 25th anniversary of The Rock, something related to The Rock, you will be in a hospital somewhere drunk with alcohol poisoning. I mean, it's crazy because they did all this talk, all this mentioning of The Rock just for The Rock not to be there, you know. I know there were plenty of people who were thinking maybe The Rock might show up. They kept mentioning him, and he didn't. Spoiler alert, The Rock didn't show up. What we did get was a battle royale for pizza, I think. I think the winner got the pizza, even though the Street Profits stole the pizza. Almost won the battle royal. He eliminated like a whole gang of people. Honestly, I missed like a good chunk of the match because I don't remember what really happened. I got something from Amazon. I went down to get my package. I came up, the battle royal was like halfway done. Almost already eliminated like half the competition. And he didn't even get any pizza. I mean, what kind of a travesty is this? This is an injustice. Sami Zayn was right. This is indeed a conspiracy against him and people who enjoy pizza. But as for the show itself, you would have thought that would have been a match that would have been on the pre-show, and the match between Damien Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura would have been on the main show, but it kind of was reversed. The Nakamura Damien Priest match was actually on the pre-show. And the thing is, this was actually a pretty decent match. Shinsuke Nakamura make his entrance. Pat McAfee was on commentary. He was turned up. He was doing the dance. He was on the table and everything. And as far as the match goes, it was actually pretty good. Damien Priest lost by disqualification because Rick Boogs was on the outside. He kept playing his guitar. It was upsetting Damien Priest. Damien Priest said, listen, if you play that guitar one more time, there's going to be some problems. And not Damien Priest, but Rick Boogs did end up playing the guitar again. And this pissed Damien Priest off to the fact that he actually broke Rick Boogs' guitar. And Pat McAfee was on commentary losing his mind like JR back in the day. Like Triple H just came out. And Shinsuke ended up winning via DQ. As for the rest of the card, the main show, you had the opening match was Charlotte Flair going up against Becky Lynch. And it was kind of weird because at first it was reported on the internet that the Becky Charlotte match would be the main event and the Roman Reigns Big E match would open the show, but that wasn't the case at all. Becky and Charlotte ended up opening the show, and this was actually a real good match. Becky's gear kind of looked like the Scarlet Witch's gear, and these two had a fight. It was like a mix between a shoot fight and a match. And it leaned more between the fight than it did anything else, because you had Charlotte talking trash, you had Becky talking trash. These two was just slapping each other, hitting each other as hard as they could, just beating the hell out of each other. The end of the match happened with Charlotte trying to get the surprise roll up, holding on to the ropes, but the referee caught her, and then Becky ended up reversing that, and then she ended up getting the surprise roll with her by grabbing the ropes. The referee didn't see it because it was kind of out of position. Becky Lynch got the win. She's talking trash. She's saying you can run and tell the dirt sheets and your dad that Becky Lynch is the best. And it's like, yo. if there's any like realism to the trash talking that they were having, you felt it. Like it really felt like a fight. Like you really felt that they really didn't like each other. They did a good job of conveying the fact that they were at odds, that they didn't like each other, and the match really showed it. Like I said, Becky Lynch won the match. After this was the Raw, not the Raw, but the Survivor Series men's match, facing with Team Raw and Team Smackdown going up against each other with Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens going up against Team Smackdown, which featured Sheamus, Jeff Hardy, Drew McIntyre, Happy Corbin, and King Woods. Now, the beginning of the match had it was looking like they were trying to go between who was going to start the match between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Kevin Owens made his case that he wanted to start the match so we can show the WWE universe and the WWE competitors that he is a changed man, that he's a man of his word. He's going to do his best to show the world who he really is. And this Joker ended up walking out the match, got himself counted out. Like, this man just ended up, he just dipped out and said, "Nah, I'm out, I'm gone." The match itself was fine. It was actually a whole lot of fun. It was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Seth Rollins ended up winning the match for his team. It came down to Seth Rollins and Austin Theory going up against Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. And you have the past history between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy with the whole rivalry with Jeff Hardy, or Sheamus thinking that Jeff Hardy tried to kill him and making Jeff Hardy take a drug test and Jeff Hardy throwing pee in his face. And then you have the disciple and the whole discipleship with Seth Rollins and Austin Theory. Sheamus ended up dipping out on Jeff Hardy, so it came down to Jeff and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins picked up the win. Soul Survivor, Mr. Survivor Series, whatever, I don't know. And the thing is, with the Survivor Series match, there was no real stakes. There was no reward. I mean, I'm sure Seth Rollins is gonna brag tomorrow night on Raw, but there was no real stakes. There was no like, oh, if Seth Rollins wins, he gets to be the number 29 competitor in the Royal Rumble or nothing like that. But like I said, the match itself was fine. There was one point in the match where Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley ended up, they both got counted out. There was like a double count out spot, and I'm like, what is going on? Other than that, it was an okay match. The next match was the Usos going up against RK Bro, and at this point it was Randy Orton has now taken the #1 spot as most Survivor Series most times being on Survivor Series or something like that. And then if he wrestles tomorrow night on Raw, that'll be like the most matches anyone's ever had in recent whatever. It's a pretty decent accolade for Randy Orton to have. He's like he's pretty much a living legend at this point. Randy Orton's been doing this since like 2002. It's 2021. This man's been doing it for a long time, and he's still one of the best in the ring at hold it down. So my initial pick was RK Bro to beat the Usos, and that's exactly what happened. And there was one spot towards the end of the match where Randy Orton hit a blind tag on Matt Riddle. Jimmy Uso didn't realize that this happened. Jimmy Uso was going up for the Uso splash, and Randy hit this badass RKO out of nowhere. Like Jimmy was going down for the splash. He almost connected with Matt Riddle, and that's when Randy Orton hit him with the RKO for the 1, 2, 3. I was like, yo, that was pretty dope. Well, probably the second best, probably one of the top 3 RKO spots, with the Matt Sydal RKO, and of course the Seth Rollins RKO. So Randy Orton and Riddle ended up winning for their team. The next match we had was the women's Royal Rumble match. Not Royal Rumble, good God almighty. The women's Survivor Series match. Team Raw going up against Team Smackdown. And the whole point was, can they coexist? That was the $1 million question. Can these two teams coexist? And they did, for the most part, like up to a certain point. It got towards the end where it started falling apart, and Team Smackdown was looking like they were gonna get the win. Like at this point, they were up like 4-2. It was Sasha, Shotzi, Natalya, and Shayna Baszler going up against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And then Rhea Ripley ended up getting eliminated, so it was like 4-on-1. And then Sasha, she was counted out. And this spot was kind of weird because Sasha kept going back in the ring. At this point, she was arguing with her other teammates. They couldn't coexist. Spoiler alert, guys. I know. Can they coexist? They didn't coexist. Sasha was on the outside. She was trying to get back in the ring. And there was a whole bunch of times where she did get back into the ring. And I've been watching enough wrestling to know that once you kind of like slide halfway into the ring, that kind of breaks the count. And Sasha did this like 3 or 4 times, but she ended up getting counted out, which made absolutely no sense to me. Sasha was eliminated, and then it was like a 3-on-1 match against Bianca Belair. She ended up eliminating everybody. It came down to her and Shotzi, and Bianca Belair was the sole survivor. Like, she went up, pretty much Smackdown blew a 3-1 lead against Bianca Belair. And there was also one point in the match where Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks were about to square up against each other, and the crowd went crazy. Like, they were chanting, "Let's go Sasha, EST." It was probably some of the loudest pops of the night. Of course, with Roman, Sasha, and Bianca, even Randy Orton, they got some of the loudest pops throughout the whole entire show. Even earlier in the pre-show, when they were doing like the pre-show panel thing, someone started chanting AAW. That was kind of funny. But like I said, Bianca ended up winning the the Survivor Series match for her team. Team Raw wins. So Team Raw ended up winning both Survivor Series matches for the women and the men. I thought that SmackDown would win one and Raw would win one, but Raw ended up winning both. And this led to the main event between Roman Reigns and Big E. And before I even get to that, like I alluded to in the intro, there was a point where Vince McMahon pulled up and he had this golden egg. And at first, I didn't really realize what it was. I thought that was like gonna make the Survivor Series team compete for this egg, but it was actually going back to the Netflix movie with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, where they're trying to steal this egg, and it was from that movie. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's kind of tying in The Rock's movie to SummerSlam with this egg, and someone ended up stealing it. So tomorrow night on Raw, everyone, like the entire roster from both Raw and SmackDown, are going to be on Monday Night Raw because Vince McMahon lost his egg. Someone stole the egg, and they got to get to the bottom of this. So that's kind of, I guess that's going to be the tie-in for whatever. I don't know why you cut all these people, but that doesn't matter because we have to get focused on this one egg that's worth like $100 million or whatever. It's an insane amount the egg is worth. But going back to the main event between Big E and Roman Reigns, to me, this was the match of the night. This was the best match, right up there with Becky and Charlotte. But this was the one. And as I said in my predictions, I pretty much said that Roman Reigns was gonna win. But there were a couple spots during this match where I thought Big E was gonna pull it out and pick up the win. That of course didn't happen. Roman Reigns won with a spear, but this match was awesome. It was, like I said, it was the best match of the night. Roman Reigns won, and I'm waiting. I'm sure a lot of people were waiting, and The Rock didn't show up. So yeah, that was it. That was pretty much it, man. Survivor Series was okay. Like I've said in a couple videos, man, the build was trash. We all know this. The build was horrible. It was probably one of the worst built pay-per-views I've seen in a long time. But the actual outcome of the show was fun. It just sucks that there was no real build or real hype for this. And it's supposed to be one of WWE's big shows, but you couldn't really tell by the build. The show itself was fun. It was a fine show, but besides the main event and besides Becky and Charlotte, I really didn't have any reason to care about this show. It was alright. Yeah, like it was fine. It was a fine show. To me, Crown Jewel was a lot better than this. But yeah, man, what did you guys think? It was fine. It was fine, but what did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, no Rock. We'll probably get him somewhere down the road. And real quick, I gotta mention that the word on the street is Brock Lesnar's suspension is over. Why? I don't know. Brock Lesnar didn't even show up. Maybe he'll show up on Raw. Who knows? But that's another video for another time. Like I said, man, you guys like, comment, subscribe. Take care. Be easy. I'm out. Peace.